Welcome, guys, to Drawing with Jay Water. I just had a whole fucking clip record. I was yapping my ass off, and then I realized my microphone. I looked down at my microphone and I saw the red light blinking, which means it was muted. That shit is like. I haven't made one of these in like a few days. It kind of fell off because I started making one and I thought maybe let's do something bigger than I usually do, which is like the 20-minute drawing. I'll do like a 2-day project, which is like 40 minutes. But what ended up happening was I kept adding things and it just, like, I might finish it eventually, but not right now. I just want to do a quick little, I don't know what color to use for the background. I have an idea, and actually, let me make a new. Let me make this one called Skate. You're gonna see why. So, what color should I do? A gradient? I feel like these blank backgrounds are kind of getting old. Let's see. Let's think. Let's look. I was even looking at a color wheel, trying to figure out which things I should do. I don't know, bro. I'll just do this, I guess. I can always change the color later. But I can't do it if I didn't make a new layer. Fuck, man. So, yeah, this character is a character I came up with like a really long time ago. I took like probably way longer than I should have, and I kind of sketched him out on a big sheet of paper, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Where is that sheet of paper? Use this as reference. So, came up with this idea for this character that's like really cool, and I came up with it because of this pen that my aunt gave me while I was trapped living with her for like, I don't know, bro, I felt like a month. And it was just like in this house, it was just me, my aunt, and my uncle, and their adopted son. And I just had nothing to do. I don't remember if I had my phone or not, which is crazy. I might have just had a laptop. No, I definitely had my phone because I was making video. I was like recording stuff over there. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was just, I would either like go outside and or rot in the bed or rot in the couch, slouch on the couch. And I was trying to watch like live action One Piece. Yeah, that's what I was trying to watch. And my one friend, he's like so crazy about trying to make people watch the thing that he likes, which I guess most people that watch it are kind of like that, but like that don't really work on me, bro. If I don't like something, I'm not just gonna like start watching it. Like, I don't really operate on that frequency. So I tried watching this show, the original, like a while ago, and that shit was booty, bro. And he was like, bro, you gotta trust me. He goes back. No. Why would I sit through fucking hours of just bloodshot eyes. I don't even know what I'm talking about, bro. Just, I'm not sitting through boring shit just to watch, like, what? I would rather just skip to the part and then connect the dots of the lore after. Skip to the good part. Let's see, I don't really like how this hair is sitting on this guy. It should be like further back more, because I want it to be like a downwards angle. How many dreads am I gonna put on him, bro? Huh. Okay, so we're gonna have him like kind of like that instead. And then I'm gonna have him on a skateboard. That's why I call it skate. But how do I get it to, like, do I want the perspective like this, kind of? Do I want the skateboard like looking like it's really up close? Like trucks like here. Shoe here. A shoe here. I don't know, bro. I don't know any moves on a skateboard. Like, should I put one foot up in the air, like over here? One down here? And like maybe his arms like balancing him out. I don't want to draw something that looks too corny, but I don't know. I mean, the head's a good start bar, bro. Good starting point. I've been thinking, like, I catch myself saying bro. I use it probably. It's alongside like. That's how much, bro. I'm a really, like, I'm one for using like all the time. I just did twice. And I don't know if trying to control is the way to stop doing it. I think honestly that makes you do it more. Like after, so midway through a sentence, I'll say like 4 times, and then to finish it off, I'll say bro. Every single sentence is formatted like that. I don't know what that means. Does that mean I have to read more books? Probably. I'm not reading enough. I tried actually, like, expanding my vocabulary one time. I got this app, and it would show you the word, and then make you figure out what the word meant. It was like a 4 choice, and it would go through like 20 words, and it would kind of like rotate them, like carousel rotate them. And I don't know what it is, bro. ADHD is crazy. Every time I went through all 20 words, I'd be like, alright, I got this. By the time I got back to the start, I just completely forgot what all the words were. It was like my own memory was like, my capacity for words was probably like 10. So after that, I just could not do it anymore. It got so frustrating. And I was so hyper aware of trying to learn the words that I just wasn't. I feel like this fucking truck is fucked. Is the truck the metal part or the wheel? The wheel's just the wheel. The truck is the connector. Okay. Let's get one wheel looking good, I guess. And yeah. So a little bit into my life about like where I work and stuff. So been I work for my parents, and one of the jobs we have right now is like a church. Most of the jobs are churches, and dude, you would not believe, like, not even churches, but okay, restaurants are the worst one. You would not believe how fucking dirty a restaurant is, bro. My sister had to come to this job we were at because we needed some sort of spray foam. I was like, yo, can you pull this up? Bring it here. And she walks in. She was like, yeah. She walked through the whole building. She came back to me. She was like, yeah, when I first walked in, I was like, why have we never eaten here before? Then I walked in the kitchen. And I was like, thank fucking God I never ate here before. But, like, I was trying to explain. Like, the kitchen was under construction, bro. All the stoves were off the wall. There was fucking dirt everywhere. It was actually filthy, but it was because it was getting worked on. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I remember those videos where people would make like glass skateboards or some like really dumb shit with it, bro. Lego skateboards. People would make skateboards out of anything. But I kind of want to do it. And there is a skate park near my house, so there might be a Jay Waters extravaganza to the skate park. Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Let's see. Jay Water. Jay Water. Jay Water. Jay Water. I don't know how I came up with that name. I have a different. No, I'm not gonna go into that. Nah, I'm not gonna accept that. No, he's not gonna accept that. I found this fucking guy on Instagram that just makes the funniest videos ever. It's like the same thing every time. He's kind of like milking it, but I don't care, bro. It works. It works for me. I'm the type of person to find someone on Instagram and just doom scroll their whole page. I'm such an odd doom scroller, bro. See what I'm talking about, bro? This wheel's kind of like poorly made. It looks fucking flat. And part of it is because this drawing pad is just not good. It has unfavorable something. Like the pen point is like a centimeter, maybe like 2 centimeters off from where I'm actually touching, depending on how I angle the pen too. It's really annoying. So I don't know what type of shoes I should give this guy. Y'all don't even see what he really looks like at home. And that foot would be way bigger. Like this big. Maybe he's wearing like boots or something. Maybe he's knocking boots. Rocking boots. It's weird. I'm like 17 and I'm still saying phrases wrong. I don't notice how much I do it, bro. Until like if it's in like a video or like if I just try and say like a phrase sometimes, I'll notice like, and I'll find out like a month later, the phrase I was trying to say was like completely wrong. I used to say Justin Bieber. My mind went blank. I said like, what I have to look it up. There's a really embarrassing one too. Where's my phone? Colt 45. I said Coke 45. Minor slip up. My fault, cuz. Fucking retarded sometimes, bro. I don't know if I want like. I hate the bottoms of Vans. They have this like crossing look. You could play like retard game on them. What? Ever since I was legit, I've been legit. I have to finish this drawing. I'm doing it all wrong. I'm gonna make those fingers closer, but that's kind of like raise his shoulder a little bit. Kind of like that, I guess. Oh, this might turn into a drawing I don't want to finish again. It's okay. What should I do first? I want to draw some like shit on the skateboard. That does not look like a skull. That looks like an alien head. Maybe I'll just lean into it. Okay. Okay. Meet that, I guess. I'll draw the face. Yeah. Starting me see, my procrastination myth is coming out. Those eyes are way too far apart. The fuck? I made it, bro. I gave him one tooth. Maybe we'll stick the tongue out like that. Alright, but he can't be looking too bad. Bring those eyes a little bit closer together. Kinda too close now. Now it looks a little stupid. Alright, hold on. It's like perfect. It's like a perfect chemistry. Alright, let's do this first. Yeah, that kind of looks like it. Yeah. Then the eyes are really thick. And he's got like kind of like that type of look. I wish I had more stories to tell. I'm either yapping or saying nothing. Stories are like a rare occurrence on my part. I know I have, like, everyone has interesting stories. Honestly, it's just the way you say them and the way you tap into retrieving them out of your mind. Because you can't just, like, magically have these memories come back to you. Like, specific ones that are interesting. I just don't know how to do it, bro. And this looks retarded like that. This looks kind of dumb. I said let's not make it corny. I'm making it fucking corny as fuck, bro. No, that's so bad. That's so bad. Get rid of the tongue immediately. Get rid of those fucking... I'll just give him the signature look. It's kind of like that arch, so the head looks like it's angled up a little bit. It's possible for a YouTube channel to pop off with just consistent uploading in this day and age, bro. Is it really possible? What do we think? I think no, because there's AI ones that are just slop and don't go anywhere. Like, you only see the AI ones that do pop off, so you think that AI is really good, but like, nah. It might be like slightly more advantaged than being able to spit out a bunch of videos and then people watching all of them, but I don't really think it's that much. of an advantage, and what am I talking about? I'm giving him like fucking a botch job. Hold on, I got you, cuz. I'm gonna save you. Look, I just gotta get the shape right. So I have a story. Not a very good story, but it's a story. It's very short. So when I was younger, I had this teacher that was kind of off her rocker a little bit, and it doesn't have to do with the story, but one time she, for an experiment, she had us go outside and bury these. No, I think she did it. She went out and she buried these plastic fossils underneath like a sand pit. And I guess we had to go and like excavate them for some fuck ass experiment. Not even an experiment, bro. It was just some like dumb preschool shit. But we went out there and we maybe found like two. I don't know how many there were. I'm probably way off with my numbers, but we found like I probably like two of them, and never found any of the other ones ever again. They just permanently stayed underground. And that sand pit is gone now. It's turned into like grass. So shit, maybe someone will find them and think they're real. No, they fucking won't. They're made of plastic. I'm retarded, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. Really making it uncomfortable. Also, like adding gaps kind of in the teeth, like these little holes where the four corners intersect. It doesn't look nearly as cool as the one I just. Hold on, I gotta fix this bitch. He look like he's pulling like a half smile right now. He can be doing better. So it's been a day. I haven't really. I don't know, dude. I was trying to think of a cool phrase that would be like with, like skipping rocks to describe how I've been skipping days of drawing, bro. I was on it for like 4 days in a row, and now I'm back to ground level 0. I tried. The whole thing problem was that I tried making that big picture, bro. It was too much work and too much something. I don't get why the project file doesn't say the brush size. I feel like that should be. I have to shit. Get this. If I have to, I'll use the perspective effect and get it right. But now I just fucked it up. This is so bad looking, bro. What the fuck? Alright. I drew this thing's cheekbones like 90-degree angles. Fuck. But alright, I guess I'll start making the head look right. Some people be telling me I have really crazy cheekbones, but I really don't. I think. Nah, I mean it is just me though. Like a lot of people I know, even under like weird lighting, they don't have like crazy cheekbones. It's just me, I guess. But it's the weirdest thing ever. Like, I get it, lighting at different angles changes how your face looks, kind of, but like completely removing facial features is crazy. Like under top light or like under light, you can see my cheekbones and they're like crazy, but any other lighting, it's just like unnoticeable. I mean, it is a little. I don't know. I'm just talking schizophrenic right now. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. And what else? Something that just popped into my mind is that my social battery is probably like, if you guys ever worry about having a really bad social battery, you haven't experienced the worst of it, bro. Like, I feel like usually there is only one person in a friend group that has a really low social battery, and if it's more than two, the whole balance of the group kind of just fucks off. But my shit is bad. It is horrible, to say the least. Abhorrent, is that a word for it? Anyways, at some point when I turned like, I'm gonna say 13 or 14, somewhere around that age, I just developed like the worst social anxiety ever. Like, I always had it like a little bit, but it stayed the same for the most part. And then after I turned like 13, that shit went down the drain, bro. It got so bad to the point where like, it was really quick too. It was a really quick transition into having crippling anxiety. I just like, all of a sudden, I invited my one friend over, and no, it wasn't even that, bro. I would just start noticing like every time people would come to my house, I would just like, before it, I would just start like sweating, bro. Genuinely sweating. Like, I would be sitting there thinking of all the things I have to come up with to say, and all the right ways to say it and the not weird ways. I was so focused on that shit that like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I had to come up with what I was gonna say before I was gonna say everything I was gonna say had to be planned out, which is impossible. That's why I was stressing, bro. It seemed like this big important thing that I had to figure out before people would come over, and I would do it like a whole day in advance, bro. But the change happened when I started to. The dogs are being hella annoying. When I started to like put myself out there in a way where I wasn't expecting anything to happen, but just putting myself out there in situations that made me scared, and then doing it the right way, learning that there's a right way to do it. I made his neck so goddamn long. If you just put yourself out there doing the same thing that you've been doing, nothing's gonna change. It might even get worse. But if you force yourself to let people in a little bit, and you do it a lot, bro, if you do it to the point where you're literally just like exhausted, bro, it really helps you, honestly. Because even being around other people and seeing how other people see things helps you see it the right way. Like, realizing that all these people didn't sit and think for hours to say all this stuff. Why do I think that I have to? Why am I different? What's different about me? Getting to the real problem of it. And the anxiety didn't go away necessarily, but it evolved and it turned into different things. But it's still like the same anxiety. It would go up and down depending on how I changed how I thought about it. But the level of anxiety was still the same. So I didn't know anything, bro. It's my first time living life, you know. And when you experience things that other people don't, it's hard. It's really hard to have to explain to people why you're experiencing something that you don't even have like an answer for. And you would love that. Bro. My best friend, my first friend ever, he came to my house one time, and I straight up had so much anxiety that I couldn't talk. I sat there the whole time. I was just like thinking of something to say, like, holy fuck, bro, what do I say? And nothing ever came to me. And it was probably the worst. Like, I was genuinely so hateful of myself. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Why are you doing this like that? Why can't you just be like everybody else? And I was just like dwelling around the same problem and making it worse and adding to it. And I know that now, but I didn't think there was a light at the end of the tunnel, bro, honestly. Not until I kind of realized, like, I'm not only born on the same level as everybody else as a human, I am required to prove to the world that I am. That's where my hero's journey started, bro. Everybody has their calling, and that was mine. That was the thing that made me feel like I had a direction to go. After fucking banging my head on a wall for so long, trying to do the same thing, I finally have direction, and things have gotten so much better. Like, genuinely, if you're somebody who's just like so critical of yourself to the point where you don't even understand what you're critical about, like, you take your problems, and anytime someone gives you the answer or tries to explain it, you kind of like zoom in and you analyze it to the point where you're not looking at the problem anymore, you're like looking through it. And anytime you try and explain it to anybody, you get in that headspace and you can't tell anybody what you're going through. And then it cycles into you thinking you're like, you have something that's like strangely wrong with you that just doesn't normally happen to people and nobody's ever gonna figure out. that's a rough spot to be in, bro. That is like bottom level human experience right there, bro. And I'm just saying that to let you know, like, I went through, bro. I had crazy thoughts about myself. Crazy thoughts. I hated myself, but I thought I was so important at the same time, and I had all these things I was gonna do with my life, but I wasn't doing any of them, bro. I wasn't. I wasn't making any of my progress. I wasn't advancing towards any goals in my life. And it kind of took me. I didn't even realize it, bro. I mean, I kind of did, but like I didn't really care because it was almost like an addiction to being stuck in that place. Like I wanted the benefits of being out of it while also having the benefits of being in it, which is not having to accomplish anything and the comfort of doing the same thing every day. And I would literally come home. Let's say my passion at the time, I had so many of them. Let's say my passion was like story writing. I would probably come up, I would have this big brain idea. I'd be so excited about it. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna finish this in a fucking week. Because this time it's different. All the other times it just didn't work and that wasn't in my control. This time is different. And it went down the same road every time. And it's like, I didn't see that. I didn't know, like, and then once I realized it, I don't know. It had a lot to do with my parents, too. My parents took things that I was dealing with personally and turned it into things that affected them. And it made them, they don't really understand the idea of not controlling somebody. They think just because I'm their child, they have infinite control over me, and just because they know better, they can force me to be there. But you can't do that. And I would try and explain to them, like, you can't. But they would take it, like, literally. What do you mean I can't? I can, I just did. Obviously, I didn't mean that you don't have the ability to, but there's an underlying reason that you don't do that, and it's because people are just that. Nobody's above anybody else. Why should you have control over me just because you think you have the right way? How could you know what's good for me? And they always talked about having respect for them and all that, but I think I did. But they only cared about my problems and made my problems, they needed a way to pressure me to get to where they wanted, so they turned it into disrespect. And I'm saying disrespect, but I'm not telling you guys what it is. Like, forgetting to do things all the time, or it was just little things like that. Like, I get it, but after I understand, like, after I explain the problem, don't just ignore it. You know, if I did explain what I really thought fluently and I wasn't doing what I said before, like zooming in to everything and then forgetting what the fuck I was talking about because I'm looking at like the molecule content of everything. On the rare occasion that I was doing that, they would just be like, well, we're not going to continue this conversation because you're being difficult. But like, anytime I said I don't want to continue this conversation, it didn't matter. But I started to realize a pattern of the reaction changing based on who does it and not based on what was done. And always having a seemingly holeless argument depending on which side they were on. And that was probably because I was just so scared that I was going to be stuck there forever. But the more you learn, the easier it gets. The more, even if there's something so bad happening that's blocking you from progressing forward, there is always a way. No matter what is happening to you, there's a way to get out of it. It just depends on how much you're willing to. I mean, sometimes willpower isn't enough, right? It's not. But just try whenever you can. Whenever you have that, just try. And if you don't know where to try, start by just... Honestly, no, I think I said that wrong. It's not about trying, it's about letting go. That is where, trying to understand that is what I'm trying to get at. Like, if you let go of these things... My mom's calling me. Hold on. See what I'm talking about? Yeah? I don't know why plutonium's open. What's up, guys? Am I recording? Yes, sir. I had to go somewhere again. I want my mom to look at some donkeys. We didn't get them, but sure as hell looked at them. Sure as hell pet them. They were cool. Alright, we gotta... First off, this foot looks weird. Let's fix this foot, I guess. I don't remember what I was talking about before I had to go. So... What the fuck is my pencil? This pencil just vanishes. I have such a bad problem with losing things, dude. All the time, I just lose everything. I'm losing my phone, I'm losing my wallet. And because I'm losing things all the time, my mom's taking it like I'm not responsible. I'm trying to tell her, like, you don't know, bro. I wish I could remember things like that. Where the fuck did I put my pencil? Alright, the lights are on. Worst thing is when you're looking for something and then you realize you were fucking holding it the whole time. I just found a pencil. Perfect. Let's get to drawing this foot. No. Alright. Oh my god, it's damn really ran. Come on, bro. So, how should this look? I actually started trying to learn how to skateboard. I don't know if I said that already during this video because there's been so many pauses throughout each recording. such long intervals between each recording. Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to ride a skateboard, and that shit is not easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very difficult. I used to have a skateboard, but when I was little, like, dude, I feel so bad for my parents now. But I mean, not really. Their parents, they decided to do what they did, but like, they got us skateboards, me and my sister, when we were way young. I was like probably like 10, which isn't that young, but like I didn't give a fuck about skateboarding. I was just like, oh my gosh, something cool, I'm gonna get it. Me and my sister had a big problem with doing that, because we used to not, I don't know about her. I don't know what type of character development she goes through, but wait, actually, shoes are kind of not like that at all. I'm thinking of this weird shoe where it actually looks like the shape of your foot, and it's really good for your feet, but like it looks so dumb that it's just never gonna work. Like, really makes you question, like, why the fuck do we have things that, like, who really designed a shoe thinking, let me just turn it into a curve? Like, they literally curve the whole fucking future of the world so everyone has crooked witch feet. Some of my friends have literally crooked fucking, like, ogre feet. I'm the only one, bro. I'm the last guest. If you guys ever watched The Last Guest, it's a good ass watch. My friend used to tell me that he used to like wait for that. He was waiting for that shit to come out. And when it did, he watched it and he was like, this shit is ass. I don't know why the fuck I thought this would be good. What was I even talking about? Right. So, I'm about to go. So, one friend, he has like elf shoe toes, bro. His nails on his toes literally curve back up and like point up at him. And then my other friend, his feet are so fucking squished together. It looks like those feet were like the Chinese. Okay, I might be being racist right now. I don't know where the fuck it came from, but they like would purposely hammer and break their feet so that, not my friend, he didn't fucking hammer and break his feet, but there was people that would do that. And just to fit in these special shoes because they thought they looked nice, bro. It's crazy what people do just for like a concept that they came up with. It's crazy that humans do that. Fuck, man. But yeah, I was hanging out with my bro, man. It's been a really long time since I've had a one-on-one with anybody, like a one-on-one hangout with anybody. And I've been really thinking, I'm starting to remember what I was talking about before. So, you just really, I'm saying you, I'm talking for myself, bro. What's helped me the most is just pushing myself out there. Thinking of the thing I want to do and just forcing myself to go through all the trials and tribulations of that thing as if I was just thrown into it. But it's really difficult when it comes to people because it's just a really bad feeling you get when you don't know what to say to people. So, I probably talked about that shit so much. Way too much. I'm scared sometimes I'm starting to sound like my mom. She talks about the same things all the time. She's so passionate about all these little things she talks about. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes she's really into conspiracy theories, but it's not so far off from just like it's not far off at all, bro. It's like a natural thing. You can't get mad at people for being people, bro. Sometimes people just believe things and can't really blame them for it. But I guess that's not so obvious to people. Cause speaking of my mom, I would try to explain to her that like sometimes people do things. Most of the time, people do things that you can get mad at. But like you really gotta think like, can I really blame them for doing this, bro? And she'd be like, yes, you can blame them. What are you talking about? But like, people just do what they know to do. That's all, bro. People just are out here doing what they know best to do. And if that's... everyone is a representation of the part of the life that they grew up witnessing. So, people grew up witnessing fucking people being assholes. Like, that's why when someone talks to you in a shitty way, it's not just about thinking to yourself, like, oh, maybe this person had a bad day. Maybe I should just cut them some slack off. I don't know what their day was like. Maybe, just maybe, you don't even know what people think. You don't know why people say. And when you say why, you don't know why. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Okay, what the fuck? When you say you should question why people say things, it's not just why they feel that. Like, you're still assuming something. You're still assuming they're saying it because of a feeling, which isn't the case always. You couldn't possibly put that together just by someone talking to you a certain way. Maybe that's just the way they know how to talk. Simple as that. So, some food for thought. I hate that saying so much. You know what else I think? I think that one of my big realizations recently, it's kind of a small realization, is that it's okay to talk a certain way that you don't like. Like, if you start saying some corny shit, but it's the only way you know how to explain what you really think. Honestly, bro, it's okay sometimes. Like, you can just say it. Just say that corny thing. Put it out there. Because failing like that is the only real way to get better at doing it. The things. And his foot looks like a fucking Lego Duplo character. Fuck, man, I don't know. It should be like this one. I'll come back to it. Fuck. I don't even know how I'm gonna connect his leg here. Like, it looks so wrong, bro. Why is his, like, that shit's broken looking. Fuck am I doing? Sorry, let's work on the hands. This is like an hour long of a video. What the fuck? Just keep drawing, keep drawing. It's okay, bro. I feel like I am really all over the place with what I'm talking about right now. Severely all over the place. I need to keep reminding myself to just slow down a little bit. don't have to get out what you're gonna say quicker than you can even process it. You can just fucking say it as you think it. Somebody might watch this and think like I have fucking schizophrenia or something. And I've had a lot of friends that I have a lot of friends with mental problems, bro. Like pretty bad mental problems, and it kind of explains the reasons why they do a lot of things they do. Makes me get less angry at them, less frustrated with them, and also other people in my life. Because, like, you don't know what people are really thinking. You don't know what they be thinking. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm thinking. Like, human mind is just a really confusing labyrinth that you only get freedom by ending your journey to try and escape from. I don't think that was a good wording. I thought that was like a really cool thing I could have said. It came out pretty dumb. It's like the first part was good. It's like a never-ending labyrinth that you only get freedom from by not trying to escape. That is a way better way of saying it. It's like a really confusing Chinese finger trap that doesn't even, like, that shit is has such a deeper meaning to it, honestly. What the fuck am I talking about? What the fuck? Why isn't this undoing? Thank you. Oh my god, I don't really win. Gotta erase them kneecaps. No, I don't want to do that. Alright, let's draw the shoulders, I guess. It's like this left arm elbow is way too far up. The forearm is way too short. And this one looks kind of bad. Doesn't matter though. So when I went with my mom I don't know if I said already, we went to go look at donkeys. And I kid you not, I should have looked up his name. The old guy that's in every single Adam Sandler movie, his eyes kind of look like they're poking out of his head. And, in the movie, it's not really one of his best movies, fuck. What was it called? I don't fucking know. It was Hubie Halloween. Fucking hate that movie. He played the like werewolf guy. That's exactly what this guy looked like that stepped out of this house. He didn't talk like him though. But like every time he said something, he made his eyes like really big, and I just kept thinking about it. Yeah. Bunch of stories just popped into my head. So, which one should I do first? So one time no, actually, fuck that story. Hold on. I'll write it down. It's about a movie theater. So, before we went to see these donkeys, my mom was like calling this guy up. She was like, yo, I drew these hands like fucking AI. Hold on. I don't know why I drew two thumbs. She was calling this guy, and she was like, where do you live? And he, like, first time she called him, he hung up. And then the second time, like, halfway through he was talking, he hung up. And I didn't think it was a rude thing, but it was just something that happened. She made him give her the address, and she wrote it down on it doesn't matter. But when we got to the place, she was like, alright, where do I park? Because it was this slim fucking road, and there was just like a mound on the side where we could pull the truck up. We couldn't fit in their fucking driveway. So she's calling this guy like, where do I go? And he's like, you can just pull in the driveway. She's like, yeah, I have a truck. And he sounded kind of confused, like, what do you, huh? But anyway, we got out the truck and we rang this doorbell. I don't know, my mom didn't even ring the doorbell. She was like scared to. Like, what? And I got another story. I don't know, I was right door. So we knock on the door. Then we go to the side of the house and we knock near the door. Nobody answers. By the way, on the side of this house, they had these fucking nice ass Jordans, bro. It was like lightning Jordans, like the yellow ones. Fucking nice as hell, just sitting outside, like collecting mold. I was like, damn, bro, forget taking a donkey home. I want to rescue these fucking Jordans. I had to tell my Jordans, don't look. It's too scary. Your eyes shouldn't be. Bro, I don't know. But this guy comes out around the back of the house. And he's like, yo, my name is so-and-so. What are you here for? And she's like, I'm here to look at the donkey. And he's like, what? Donkey? I got birds if you want to look at those. And he was surprisingly, like, nice about it. He was, like, really calm and nice about it. But he was like, you know what? I know exactly who you're talking about. You're in the wrong fucking place. You gotta go down the block, past the stores, right before the stores, turn. You won't miss it. So we go back to this other guy's house. Whatever, he pops out, his fucking werewolf guy. Eyes popping out of his head. He's like, hello, how are you? And I was low-key scared of him a little bit. But, yeah. boring ass story. But the donkeys were chill. They were way more friendly than the donkey we have right now. Motherfucker does not want to set foot near me. And they're talking about body language, bro. I don't even know what they're talking about body language. I'm sitting down, arms open. Sometimes I just look away from her, bro. I'm facing a whole different direction. And she just won't come near me. But maybe it has something to do with me expecting her to. I don't fucking know. But, yeah. So the other story I have is about a movie theater. And in the story is me and my sister, and we were going to see, doesn't matter, but we walked in, casual movie theater experience, just, yo, can I get my ticket? Ticket for two, please. 1, 2, buckle my shoe, please. She's like, sure, here we go, take your ticket. So we go, we get our popcorn, whatever the fuck type of. I love dibs, by the way. I always get dibs. And then we see this old guy. I didn't really mind the business. It was the only other guy in the fucking lobby. And he starts talking out loud, like, to himself. And then I'm reminding him, I'm like, the fuck is this Spider Wing? And he's pacing back and forth. And I'm genuinely like, yo, what the fuck? So I took it upon myself to be like, are you good, bro? Like, be for real, what's wrong? And he just continues to, like, talk to thin air. Like, I don't know who he was talking to, bro. Maybe he had voices in his head. But he was saying, like, oh, I can't, my chest is hurting, I'm about to pass out. Heart doesn't feel right. I'm like, alright, take a seat, buddy. That's the first step. Take a seat. I'm not, I ain't no medic, but I can tell you need to take a seat. So I sit him down at this table, and I'm just talking to him, bro. He tells me his whole fucking life story. And I guess I kind of, like, distracted him a little bit, and he was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna drive home. And I was like, whoa, what? Can you run that back for a second? You're gonna drive home? Bro, you were just saying you have chest pains and all this and that. He was like, yeah, I still feel it a little bit, but I'm just gonna drive home. It's fine. I was like, alright. Don't do that. Maybe we should get, like, an ambulance here, like, get your friend or something. He didn't really listen. He kind of just walked out. But right before he did, the lady at the front desk, she was like, she said something, bro. I don't know. She was clearly trying to save us from this guy. And that was that. He actually ended up watching the movie that we watched. Then he came back in. And she was telling us that this guy comes in the movie theater every single week and does the same exact thing. So I was like, oh, okay. And ever since then, I've never seen him there again. Actually, that's a lie. I saw him one more time. I went to see The Conjuring 25, and he was there. I didn't speak to him, but I was like, yo, that's the guy. Fuck. Hope he doesn't see me. He's gonna start telling me that he's having heart palpitations. Interesting dude though. I love listening to old people just talk. They know a lot. A lot of what they know is wrong, but they know so much. So. I had the most aggravating experience ever trying to fix this fucking skateboard that I found. It was my brother's skateboard. I said this earlier. But all the wheels were seized, and I sprayed some WD-40 on them, got some on the driveway, just a little bit. And nobody noticed yet. So I had to take one of the wheels off because it was fucking so seized to the point where WD-40 was not doing the job. So I was thinking all these ways. I ended up placing the wheel in vice grips. Vice grips are like my favorite tool ever. Not vice, it was just a vice, okay? And I took the bolt off and I hammered on the rod in the middle of the tire. I guess you call it the axle to the truck. And I didn't think of it, but I fucking mushroomed the end of it. So I couldn't get a bolt back on, and I couldn't get the tire off. So I was really just like, bro, come on. I almost had a new skateboard, like one tire. Are we for real? And I forget. Oh yeah, I used these were not a vice, these were vice grips. The ones that tighten, and then you just like clamp them down. I guess vice clamps. I don't know the names of all these tools. And I used 3 of them. Put the end of the bolt on the table. Press the wheel down to the table. And it slid right off. But somewhere along the lines I had to take the bolt off, and I thought maybe if I just fucking the bolt off to a different tire. And I was thinking that I could just use it to maybe re-thread the side that broke. I ended up destroying that bolt and then dropping it on the floor and losing it completely. But I did find a new bearing. I did get the tire back on. And I had a little bit of fun with the skateboard. So I have this one friend that says exactly what verbatim after every time he's just like telling a story. He just goes, so, and then doesn't say anything. Sorry, I shit my pants yesterday. So, it's very funny. A very funny lad. Woke up feeling like I woke up. trying to get the angles on this wheel right, because that looks like a balloon. Doesn't look like a skateboard wheel. Skateboard. I don't think I'm gonna color this picture either. I'm gonna leave it. I never liked coloring my drawings. It probably stems from when I used to use like crayons and I was forced to color my drawings and it always ruined them and it smeared all the lines. So now I just don't color anything. This looks kind of ass. Kind of dog water. I might not finish this drawing. I don't know. Get rid of this fucking schizo writing. Okay. And I'm gonna get rid of all these fucking lines. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't think I didn't see you. Get out of here. Okay. It's not nearly as good as I want it to be. The perspective on it mainly. Do something I don't normally do. Change the brush size. And maybe do some like. Nah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. It's too big. I don't know, I'm kind of giving up on this. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Do you guys remember that music video? It was like a Minecraft music video to that exact song. It was a parody. It was the saddest thing ever, dude. Say something, I'm giving up on you. My man fell in a cave and then got eaten by zombies. Say something, I'm eating it tonight. Can't forget the collar. This is not nearly a good, like one of my best drawings at all. It's a pretty mid drawing, but maybe next time I'll be more creative. I have to wait for my next creative influx to just want to draw shit again. I don't know, man. I don't know. Put back in the fucking crosshatch shoes. Wrap it up. Call it a day. It's fine. Okay. Good day, lads.